Good morning guys and welcome back. It's another Saturday. So let's hopefully finish the rear 5 lux wrap so we can mount all the wheels and look good. But first I'm gonna open up this package I just got yesterday.
Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can.
So it's a strut bar.
Turn to. All the feelings that we shared are in the past. Your relationships are never meant to last.
Before I put the car on the lift, I need to loosen up the cables for the handbrake. I'll lift this up. And then we have 2 bolts here, probably 10, that we need to loosen up so the handbrake parking brake cables are free and the bolts are loose. So, well, not the bolts, but so now we can lift the car up and starting pulling stuff apart.
All the feelings that we shared are in the past. Relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, moving on. I know times are tough, but
So here is where the brake and parking brake cables come out. So I gotta pull those. Sometimes it's stiff, but let's pull it out and see. So the cables are out. I had to wiggle them a little bit with a clamp and then inside the car push it through. So now it's out on both sides. So the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna loosen the dampener here, the shock, take the spring out, and then I'm gonna put a clamp here so the brake fluid won't go everywhere yet, and then loosen up this pipe there, and then I'm gonna start loosening the 2 bolts that hold the trailing arm. And well, first I'm gonna loosen up this nut here and start banging the axle out. I'm not gonna loosen the axle on the inside, just here. So I'm gonna take the trailing arm off the axle and then install the other trailing arm on the axle. So let's go.
had enough. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Moving on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Better off, better off. I am wicked, you're insane. But I wouldn't have it any other way. If we're knocked out, we'll go the distance, pound for pound. We're a perfect match, pulling punches, or toe to toe. We're always on the road. Worse or better, we can't stop, we can't stop. 'Cause together we're better off, and we can. Better off, better off. Better off. I am crooked, you're clean cut. I'm wide-eyed, your eyes are shut. If we're knocked out, we'll go the distance, pound for pound. We're a perfect match, pulling punches, or toe to toe. We're always on the road. Worse or better, we can't stop, we can't stop. 'Cause together we're better off, and we can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So I just tightened the nut. It's 210 Newton meters or 155 lips per feet. Since the E30 has a different lock thing, and the axles on E36 and E46, they have a notch here where you can secure the nut by banging the end here in. So I have no securing things, so I just put Loctite, and I'm gonna mark it to see if it moves over time. Check it again next Saturday or something. So as you saw, I had to remove the hose for the gas tank when I was removing the bolt, which is closer to here. So there was a lot of fuel that came out, and it's only like half full or something. So if you're gonna do this, don't have the tank super full. So I took it off, took the bolt out, and then put the hose back so it isn't leaking while I'm working on this. And now I'm just working the trailing arms back into their place. They have polyurethane bushings there, so it's a bit harder to get them in, but it's getting there. So yeah, work in progress. So now both bolts are in, and don't forget to tighten the hose clamp for the gas hose so you won't forget and leak gas everywhere. Before you tighten the trailing arm bolts, you want to lift your wheel up to a similar height that the wheel would sit if you were driving, so there's not so much restraints on the bushings. So I'm gonna have it up here and then tighten the bolts both sides. So now the trailing arm is fully tightened. Now I'm gonna put the caliper on so I can start connecting the brake system. Then we have to disconnect this one and quickly put the new one in, the braided one, and then connect these two together. So now the brake lines are all in, braided and fine. New clips. This was really annoying to get to, but I managed to do it. So next is to put the BC coilover in. So I'm gonna take out the old strut and install the BC. So now the BC racing strut is in. It's just in the adjustment it came with. Now the spring, I'm gonna lift it up a little bit until I can bolt. So I'm gonna fasten these, and then pretty much, yes, of course, I need to put the parking brake cable inside. So now I aired out the brake system, so everything is installed. Looking good. So now I can put the wheels on, put it down. So I bled the air like 3 times, but it wasn't working. So I got information online that if you have a caliper that the bleeding nipple, it faces down, you have to take the caliper and face the bleeder nipple up, bleeding the air. So now I think it's ready. It was such a headache until I found out. So I'm just getting ready, putting everything in the truck so I can get home, and then I'll show you the outcome when I get home.